Well, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is Live and Laugh with Linda. I'm Linda. If you're new here, thank you for joining us. I just am happy you're along for the journey. We do a little bit of everything here on this channel, and today we're gonna have some fun because today I'm gonna talk about a subject that I hope helps all of those mature ladies like myself, which is, by the way, a really nice way of saying old. And here's the topic. Getting old stinks, y'all. I mean, it's hard, right? So we're going to get right into the video. Today, I'm going to share 10 things that I have decided to do recently in the last couple of years to figure out this whole thing about getting older, about navigating the waters between middle age and getting older in life, getting into that, dare we say it, senior age, elderly, whatever you want to call it. But it's going to be fun. Okay, so before I start, I need to mention that for a long time, I fought getting older. Some of it is the culture that we live in this country. Everybody's obsessed with age, vitality, young, the new 30 is 60 or whatever all that stuff is. It's like, what's wrong with 60? You know, now we got to call it the new 30 and all those things. So a lot of it has to do with our heads being in our culture, but a lot of it just has to do on the way we look at ourselves. So anyway, when I turned 50, that was kind of the turning point for me. It was hard for me, and I fought it for a long time with different ways, and kind of was a little sad that it seemed like I was definitely more than half finished with my lifespan, but I kind of got tired of doing that. And so I decided to move on a couple years back. And here's some ways I did it. The number one thing I did to get this thing figured out was I decided to change my viewpoint and thus change my attitude. And let me tell you what I mean by that. So in this country, here's what you hear a lot. You hear little phrases as you get older like this. It's not as old as you are. You're as old as you feel. What? No, that doesn't work for me. Anybody that's getting older, I am 69 and a half, and anybody past the age of 60 even, if they don't start to feel a little differently in their body, in their minds, and all of it, I don't understand that because it is different. It is different. And if I went on how I felt every day of my life, I've lived with chronic pain since the year I turned 30. So if I go on that, I wouldn't get out of bed most days because I feel about 110. So that one doesn't work for me. Another one is, it's just a number. As if to say, it's not a good number. What's wrong with 69? It's not a good number? Why is it just a number? You know what? That's got some truth to it because yes, it is a number, but it's a valuable number. Every number that you live, every year you live, it's got a valuable part to it. And I decided to try to embrace the good stuff out of being ever how old I was, rather than try to pretend like I was 30 years younger or whatever. So that's just, and by the way, all this is my viewpoint. Doesn't have to be anybody else's. Whatever way you decide to embrace life, that's up to you. What I do believe in, and what I've decided to embrace is this: young at heart. I believe in young at heart. Y'all, inside of here, I still feel vital, hence my crazy personality, my all or nothing personality, as we've talked about before, over the top. I do everything that way. That's how I feel inside. Sometimes I look in the mirror of a morning and I go, wait, who's that? That's not how I feel inside necessarily, but that comes from my heart. And that doesn't mean I'm going to go out here and dress like a 15-year-old because I feel that way. You know, it's not that. It's about being young at heart and ready to go for whatever else God has left for me on this earth. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, this is a big one. It was a huge one for me, and I hope I don't offend anybody by saying it, but I stopped coloring my hair. Now, I was the one who held on a long, long, long time. I always said, if you're looking for Linda Walker, when she's passing, you go to the funeral home and you're looking for whichever body in the casket is Linda, it'll be the one with the flaming red hair, because I am never going to be gray-headed. And I hung on and hung on and hung on. The older I got, the harder it got. It just got hard to get the color. I didn't want to look like Lucille Ball. That's just my opinion. I don't think I look good with dark or vibrant hair around my face. I'm real fair. And again, that's my preference. And having another color, like a dark, dark brown or something, or even a light brown, I wasn't fooling anybody. You know, it's not like it's stamping, taking years off of you. There was that. Also, any other color than white or gray, your roots start to come out really quickly and you look like a skunk. I mean, you know, plus I really got tired of paying the money out. It was getting more expensive to keep it up with the highlights and the this and that, and I was terrible at it myself. So it's only been a year. A year ago, I said, I'm done. Now, I did tell my hairdresser that if I started to look like a hag, she had to hit me up and say, look, we need to throw in a highlighter too. This is rough. Because you still want to look nice. This is not like you want to get up in the morning and look like a haunt or something. You know, you still want to look nice appropriately. At least I do. And I'm sure y'all do too. So anyway, now the only problem with it, I had hoped I would have my daddy's white hair. He had snow white hair from the earliest time he started going gray. And my mother had the mouse gray hair. So I sort of have a combination. And right now, I don't know what's going on, y'all. I mean, it kind of looks like I'm doing my hair with a paintball machine. It's every color known look at there. I don't even know what's going on, but hey, you know, it is what it is. I'm embracing it, and it certainly is a lot less trouble, a lot less stress, and I got a little bit more money in my bank account, and there's that. Not that's a bad thing to color your hair. I don't want any hairdressers upset with me. Because if you enjoy doing it, do it. I've seen many, many old women look fabulous. Okay, so number 3, I decided to stop wearing huge clothes that don't fit. Y'all, I don't know what is the deal with us in this country. I'm not going to address weight or dieting or anything. We've all been there. But I got to the point, I got to the point that I kept buying, when I started to get a little bit of a belly, and we all get it, y'all. Things just start sagging and falling, and that's just what's going to happen, all right? You can work out, you can starve yourself, you can be on a million nights and all that, but eventually things are going to do things differently. But anyway, I would go out and buy huge clothes, like 3 or 4 sizes too big for me, thinking that a tent shirt would do the trick. Yeah, a shirt that looked like I got it down to the tent and awning store was going to cover this whatever and fool everybody into thinking that underneath that I was just skinny, skinny, skinny or whatever. I didn't want anybody to see any rolls. And then one day it dawned on me, you know what, y'all? I done had 3 huge children. I mean, one of my children was almost 11 pounds. I done had 3 big, big babies. And there are some things that ain't never going to stand up again. I mean, it is what it is. That's life. So I decided to stop buying these huge clothes. I now buy clothes that fit me where the seams are where they're supposed to be. They are fitted somewhat. I try not to be too glaring about it. I even turn sideways and look in the mirror before I go out and go, well, okay, that's all right. I'll take it. So that was that. Okay, number 4, I stopped covering up my spots with makeup. And by spots, you know, the older you get, I mean, some people don't. I've seen many people my age that just have still have really nice, clear skin. Like I said, I'm 69 and a half. But I had a lot of freckles growing up. And if you did any sunbathing at all back in the day, and by the way, you need to get out of the sun, y'all. I don't mean get out of the sun, but wear sunscreen. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to protect your skin. That doesn't even, that's just talking about aging. I'm not talking about the dangers of too much sun. Particularly, I live in Florida, y'all. I freckle up just going to the mailbox. So, yeah, there's that. So I wear 50 sunblock anywhere I go. And literally in Florida, it's rough. But anyway, I do teach piano, so my hands and arms are on the piano in front of children. I'm still doing a couple of days a week of travel teaching. I've taught for 43 years. But kids are cruel, you know, and they're going to say, what is that? So I used to put body makeup on my hands, my arms. You know what? I just quit that this year. And you know what? Kids ain't said nothing. I don't think anybody cares. All right, so there's that one. All right, so now here's another one. Number 5, I stopped wearing clothes like I live in Alaska. Because y'all, I don't live in Alaska. I live in North Florida. I moved here in 2015. Now, I've always lived in the South. We lived in Mobile, Alabama, 16 years. So all my adult life, I'm born in the South. I've always lived in the South. But we moved here because our kids and grandkids are here in 2015. And I thought, oh, wow, you know, I'm past tank top days. I'm past short days. I'm going to burn up. So I immediately started covering up. You know, I was wearing long sleeves, and it's 98 with 100% humidity. And I was miserable because I didn't want anybody to see sags, cellulite, cottage cheese. I thought that was just absolutely not the thing to do. So I covered it up. Oh, I have to tell you this funny story. So one time, this was in Atlanta before we moved here, I had on a short sleeve shirt, and I had a student about 10 years old. This was not a little kid. And I sit on the right side of the student, and the student sits here. And so I'm doing a lot of demonstrating. I move my arms when I teach. I have the same personality and everything that I do right now talking to you. And I'm doing all this, and all of a sudden, the student reaches over and she grabs my arm because apparently it was just flailing back and forth. And she grabbed it. She went like that. I never wore that shirt again. But it was a bit humiliating, but I went ahead and laughed about it. But yeah, you don't want to scare small children. That's not my goal. But finally, this last year, I said, stop it. I live in Florida, for crying out loud. I am burning up. So I stopped all that. And I try not to wear sleeveless, but when it gets on up in the hundreds, I have worn sleeveless out because I'm just burning up. And again, nobody cares. So I stopped doing that. Number 6, I lightened up my makeup. And I'm a makeup girl. I've been wearing Mary Kay since I was 18 years old. Yep, I love makeup. I've always just loved it. And but the older you get, you got to be careful. The heavier your foundation is, it just gets in the cracks and emphasizes. I'll speak for myself, in my opinion, on my face. So I did have to lighten up on that. I use a much lighter. Does it cover as good? No, I've got some age spots coming here and there. But I lightened up a bit. Now, I'm not one to not wear any makeup unless I have gone to the grocery without it. But y'all, talk about scaring people is not, no. Mm-mm. So anyway, there was that. Okay, number 7. And I've always been a proponent of this. Number 7, keep on learning. I don't care what kind of degrees you have, and I run across this a lot in the music teaching business. I don't care if you got 4 PhDs, you can still learn. I learn from my students every week. After 43 years, I'm like, wow, that didn't work with that kid. Let me try something else. What? Yeah. So always be ready to learn. and keep your mind active, particularly, my husband has dementia, and I have a video about that. I'm going to link in the description box. I'll put a link about that and our struggles with that. So we have all kinds of mind activities we have for him, and we should all do that. I don't care how old you are. Keep your mind active. I'm not a crossword puzzle girl. No, word puzzles and things like that are not going to work for me. Sewing, no, I'm not going to sew. It's not my thing, not my gig. But as a musician, I have been working on memorizing difficult music again, because I did that in my younger years, and I'm not as good at it as I used to be. But that's doing something for mine. Also, I memorize scripture. That's something I like to do. And I read a lot. And I like to explore new things. Hey, this YouTube channel, just pulling it off, it's been a big learning curve for me. I'm pretty tech savvy for my age, but my 15-year-old grandson just told me last week, Grammy, I am so proud of you. I can't believe you're figuring this out. Now, I got a long way to go in a lot of different areas. I'm working on it. Number eight, reach out to others. Y'all, I am a people person and a social person, but even you'd be surprised to hear, I love my alone time. I love my quiet days. I love just to be here by myself. I could live in a cave for a while if I let myself. And the older you get, the less you want to engage. I don't know what that is. That's kind of a thing. The less you want to engage. So I try to make it a point to look past myself for 5 minutes and think about even somebody in the neighborhood, around the corner, at church, somebody that just might want to, would you like to go to lunch? Or it doesn't even have to be that, just something. Reach out to others. And a lot of people get involved in charities. I'm actually fixing to start going to caregiver support groups. I've kind of resisted that with dementia, with my husband's dementia. But I'm going to do it because I want to reach out to the community and see what they have to offer. So that's kind of important. All right, number 9. Share your experiences and stories and life stuff with younger women. The Bible says the older women will teach the young. Well, the older will teach the young. Most of the time, newsflash, the young don't want to hear it because they're born with this gift. They know everything. I was exactly the same way. I get it. Most people won't get it till they do get older. And that old saying, the older I get, the smarter my parents get. I wish mom and dad were still here so I could say, you knew what you were talking about, But even if it's just little things, I try to, the ones that want to hear it, or I have several young ladies in the church that want to hear something I have to say. And my daughter-in-law, and in turn, they have things I want to hear. So, cross the generations. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, this is my last one, number 10. Slow down. Embrace getting older and slowing down for a minute. That's been a little hard for me. Enjoy simple things. Sit out in your swing. Sit on your porch. And I didn't have an 11th one, but I'm going to throw it in because I'm going to do it at the end anyway. Keep the joy in your heart and try to laugh more. I do believe that joy and laughter is healing for your soul. And if you can keep that kind of outlook, go watch a funny movie, read a funny book, watch some videos that are funny. Watch dog videos, y'all. Those are funny. But anyway, there's my tips. I hope you learned something. Hey, getting old does not stink. In fact, it's cool. I'm having a good time, and I'm going to keep having a good time getting older and older. As long as I can keep juicing up my joints in the morning like the Tin Man, stick the oil on there and keep healthy. So you guys be blessed today. Find something to smile about and come on back and join me. Make sure you subscribe, give me a like, hit that notification bell. I would so appreciate it. And God bless you all today. Bye now till next time.